Hi.
Okay.
Look at
Oh,
us.
this is thrilling.
We did it.
Yeah,
We're doing it. Okay.
we're doing it.
Yeah,
We're a
we're
little bit shy
here.
about it, but we're doing it.
Yeah, and we're still working on a title. Like we're not sure yet. We're like indecisive girls.
Yes, yes, this is completely improvised.
Yeah, yeah. And words are way too important to just put them on, like a sticker.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, it's going to be more genuine, because we don't actually have like a script and everything. So,
Okay,
yeah.
good. How do I call you? Do you want to have an alias?
No, it's okay. You can go by Anna.
Okay, okay. I'm Loki going by an alias. I'll just do Jade because it's easier. Jade.
Yeah, I can see Jade.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
I call you Jade for this.
I'm so excited that we're actually doing this. I can't believe it. I feel like half a year I had to
Yeah.
massage you into
Yeah,
like
I'm shy. But we're also doing this long distance, so the commitment is insane.
that's true, but at the same time, it's so easy that even if you lived here and you had to travel to my place and we had to set it up, like this is
Hmm.
a really low effort, how to get into it kind of thing. That's
Yeah,
that's a good thing about it.
true.
Do you want to talk about how we first met?
Okay. Yes, I think we should talk about it. So I used to see you like usually just in the corridor, or before lunch, and you were on your own and you were always in your headphones. And I'm like, okay, like she's in her own little world,
Nothing's
which
changed.
is really, really much like me, like myself. So I felt like I think I could relate to you, but you also seem very like shy and reserved. I'm like maybe you wouldn't want to talk to anyone or like to me. I don't want to disturb.
Oh,
So yeah, and then there was a period where I like was going to that gym, and we used to also like just see each
oh,
other
we
like
probably
going in and
avoided each
out.
other like the plague, like two introverts passing
Yeah,
ships in the night. Oh
like
shit, she's there. I can't
yeah,
go.
yeah, exactly. Like contrary to the popular belief, I'm a shy person. So I'm like, oh no, like if I speak to them, they're gonna reject me. Like this is how I usually
Yeah.
think. So yeah. But I felt like we might have a connection just from seeing
Really?
you in the hallway on your own with your headphones in your own little world.
Oh.
And like this is so much like myself.
Honestly, you're just unlocking memories for me. I don't have a great experiential memory, like when it comes to my life, but the whole gym
Mhm.
thing, I had no recollection that we probably bumped into each other a bunch of times and just awkwardly strode
Yeah.
away. I remember kind of being obsessed with you a little bit. I remember that one dress, the one with the open back
Mm.
with the frills. Every
Okay.
time I saw you in that, I was like, damn, body tea. Like everything about her, I'm just like the aesthetic. It
Oh
was
my
like
God.
you were like my Pinterest board equivalent before I had a Pinterest board equivalent. I swear, you were so Tumblr. I wasn't even a Tumblr girl, but I was really intimidated by the Russians, though, I gotta say. You would
Mm.
all kind of clung together with like faces like this.
Yeah.
This is us when we're excited. I was like,
No, no,
oh.
don't judge a book by its cover. It's actually just the face. There's a lot of soul behind the
Yeah,
face.
no, I know, and I was
Yeah.
low-key like aching for you. I remember when we first started texting on Instagram years after, I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of liked you, like not in a romantic sense, but like I'm feeling very shy about it.
Oh, that's so sweet, honestly. And it's crazy, like, for me to hear that someone thought I wasn't like Tumblr inspiration or something because I hated myself back then. I really hated myself. So, like, I'm
But
like, oh
that's
my
the
God, we
Tumblr
had a
thing.
completely
That's it.
different, like, idea. Yeah. That's part of, right, exactly. That was part of the whole aesthetic.
I was also a little bit like, oh, darkness or all that. When I saw your Instagram, it's like
Hmm.
years after, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, she's going through it, but like, like she got it. Like
Yeah.
I just like peeking through a window,
Yeah.
being like, wow,
I
she's so
got it.
authentic. Like the way you share actually
Yeah.
on Instagram, I could never. Like I really don't share anything, like no opinions. Like every time I watch your
Yeah.
stuff, I'm like, damn, that's so aspirational.
She's brave. No, I'm just absolutely crazy. Like I'm completely off the rails, so I don't care anymore. I will spill the tea about myself. Then no one really has anything on you because you just tell everyone everything. So like, how can they ever tell me, oh, like I'm gonna blackmail you? No, you won't, because I spill all the tea about myself. Yeah, I own it. Like I feel like it's freedom. I know some people feel very uncomfortable from my posts, and like I even had some people kind of bully me because of it. Like, oh, it's so cringe what you posted. I'm like, no, this is what I thought, and this is what I posted, and I own it.
Have you
I don't
ever,
think it's cringe.
was it like a
I
conscious
think
decision?
you're
Did you make the
just,
decision to?
yeah, I used to be like a very private person and I was shy like about everything. I hated the way I spoke. So at some point I wasn't really talking to anyone even because I used to overthink so much like what I'm about to say. And then at some point I was like, you know what? Screw that. Like, I'm just gonna say anything. I'm gonna say the uncomfortable thing. I'm gonna overshare. Whoever sticks around, that's me, you know? And I started doing it and I realized that there is no harm in doing that. And I felt so free and I felt like, wow, I don't need to filter every single thing about myself. Maybe I went from one extreme to another a little bit, but honestly, I don't care. Like, I'm not saying anything inappropriate. I'm not hurting anyone.
What
Yeah.
mindset were you coming at? Do you feel like you were already coming out of like the darkness, or do you feel like it was kind of like a nihilist infused, I'll just do it. I don't care.
It's yeah, in the beginning it was more of a nihilistic kind of thing, but then it was like
Suicide is
actually a
always an
form.
option
Yeah, exactly.
though. Great.
But then it was just because of self-love, you know? Like
Hmm.
this is, I know who I am and I'm not afraid to show it. And I love it, you know? And it's funny how the people that are uncomfortable with being themselves and like are afraid of vulnerability and all of that, they show themselves to me. And I see it like in the mean comments, like, oh, this person is not comfortable with who they are, you know? They say it's cringe because vulnerability makes them uncomfortable. And I think that's cowardly. Sorry to say this. It's not like you have to overshare everything. Like I'm not gonna tell you about oh, like I use the bathroom or something, but I'm open about
By
my
the way, tweeting
feelings.
this
You
from the
know.
bathroom. Number two, it is.
Yeah, exactly. Like not in a nasty way, but like if I am feeling rejected, I will write about it and I will post it online. I don't care. Because you know what? Every single one of us has felt this way. I don't understand why we need to shy away from it, why we need to hide it, why we need to feel weak because of it. I don't think it's a weakness. What are you going to do about it?
I feel like one thing that we have in common that I've always really appreciated about our relationship is our love for communication, language, like kind of
Yeah.
truth in general. I'm curious, how did you get into poetry, into writing, into all that?
Actually, before we get to this part, I wanted to say I think that my second impression of you was more important than my first impression. Like when we started talking on Instagram, this is when you opened up, and I was like, yes, like she likes to talk about the deep things, you know, the things that are under the surface. Like I had a feeling, I wasn't surprised when it happened, but I was excited. Like it was so interesting talking to you, and we could just go on for hours and hours and hours, like dissecting things. And I really loved that.
Literally, I even thought yesterday, I
Yeah,
was like, you know what? I feel like we're most comfortable in voice messages in a certain way. Like
yeah,
almost we should make, I should just make a
exactly.
podcast just like playing one after the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
What was like your first segue into poetry and words and all that?
I started reading at a very young age because I felt kind of lonely and like very alienated. It was difficult for me to make friends because like kept moving around with my family a lot. So I resorted to books because this is where I kind of like had a little world of my own and I could feel the things I couldn't experience in real life. And I was just so inspired by like how words have so much power. It was just a natural thing. Like I tried writing something, I don't know, maybe when I was like 9 years old. And this is when I started. Also, my grandma was heavily into literature and poetry. So I feel like I kind of learned from her as well. And I would like show her my poems and she really encouraged me to keep writing.
W grandma.
So
Jesus.
at some point yeah, but at some point I abandoned it because you know as I grew up I got this inner critic in my head telling me this is not good enough, you might as well not do it at all. But then when I freed myself from it, I started writing more and posting it even if it's not finished, even if it's not perfect. And people were telling me, oh, I can relate to this, you know, like I usually don't like poetry, but I felt that as well. I love how you said that, you know, like this really motivated me to keep writing. And it's just I'm not good with like showing my emotions in real life. I think like it's
Mhm.
easier for me to
Very
post it
mysterious.
online than to actually tell the person. I will be like, I cannot tell you that I'm infatuated with you, but check my Instagram stories. I wrote a poem about you. Like, I'm this person. So I just kept writing because I got positive feedback. and it motivated me, and it was an outlet for me as well.
Words, I think my one of my first celebrity crushes was like Dr. House. I don't know. I
What?
love it. I love him. I used
Okay.
to write like the lines. I always
Hmm.
wrote down like quotes. Whenever I heard something that I was like, ooh, like I kind of that's resonating with me. I'm interested. I
Hmm.
always wrote it down. And I don't know. I liked his nihilistic way. I looked at myself. It's very similar.
The cold intellectual.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this was me as well. And then I realized that, it's making me feel very lonely. People don't like me. It's intimidating them, like the cold intellectual archetype. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I also have a bubbly side to me. Maybe I need to, open it up a little more. And this is where we are. Yeah.
Which side do you like more? Do you feel like you're 50-50?
I realize I have both of these sides and I use them accordingly. Like if it fits the occasion, I'm gonna be more like serious and like intellectual and all that. But if I am with my friends or I need to get something from someone, I'll be like, you know, yeah, if I need to warm them up a little bit, and it depends. Even at work, I will use both of these sides. But I feel like I am more of this like cold person in reality. I don't know.
I can't imagine you being like silly, goofy, playful just by yourself.
I can be a little bit goofy. Yeah.
But in a very demure way, a very mysterious
In a
way.
demure way. Yeah. No, no, we've established that I'm not mysterious at all. Yeah.
Advertising.
Unfortunately, I know that my mom always tells me that men like mysterious women. We need to be more mysterious. Um, If he likes me, he likes me. If he doesn't like me, well, you can find a mysterious one.
Yeah, actually, to get back to what we were talking about just now, with the like intellectual, the kind of, yeah, it sounds excessive to be like the kind of looking down on people. It's not really about looking down on people. It's more coming from an insecurity. But what I
Yeah,
noticed relatively recently is I feel like in general for humans, this is kind of true that we kind of sway between we want to feel we not just want to, we feel better than others, but also then we feel worse than others. It's superiority,
yeah.
inferiority, superiority,
Hmm.
inferiority.
Unless you reach the level where you're not comparing yourself like to anyone, so you're
Yeah.
you're not like fluctuating between the two extremes. But I feel like it's so like hard to reach that, and most of us
Maintain
will
it.
still compare. Yeah,
I mean, there's so many systems in our brains built into we're looking for social approval, like for survival and all these things. It's difficult to really, quote unquote, not care. I don't even know if it's really about
yeah.
not caring.
It,
I think the
it's about
superiority.
like accepting yourself. I feel like so. Okay, I can say something stupid, but it doesn't mean I'm a stupid person. And if
Yeah.
somebody says that I am dumb because of one stupid thing that I said, they're stupid because you
Mm,
cannot judge an entire person by one thing that they said or did. So why would
yeah.
I care what they say? So
I,
yeah, I feel
I
like
agree.
I'm in this mindset,
Yeah, and
and it's
also just
healthy.
realizing that it's for everybody. Everybody has these moments where they feel great about themselves, even though it's maybe not most
Yeah,
reasonable at the time, or they feel horrible about
yeah,
themselves, even though that's not the most reasonable at the time. Pendulum is
yeah.
kind of, it takes a lot of energy, but at the same time, it's deeply human.
But you lose nothing by being delusional. Some people they think they're amazing and great, and it's not based on anything. But you know what? They're doing better in life than the ones that are
This is
criticizing
how I feel about
themselves and
money every
analyzing.
day. I'm like, how can these 16-year-old fucking college kids just be like, yeah, I'm a millionaire and just go out and do it? Like,
Delusion or nepotism. Like it's either or.
I want to get to that level of delusion. Like, definitely we can do it.
Yeah,
Easy, easy money.
exactly. Yeah. You need to have a little bit of delusion and also the audacity, and you're set. And they never taught us this in school.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask for a refund. These are the most important things about life.
Actually, I have one question. I don't know if you remember this or if you even had to do it, but did you have, when you went to that school that we went to, did you have to write a motivational letter to get in? Do you remember?
Yes, yes.
Do you remember what you wrote?
Um, I didn't write a motivational letter, but I had to write a letter or like an essay about the last book I read. And
Oh,
it
that's a
was
great question for you.
Heaven Has No Favorites by Remark.
You
And
in?
they liked it. And you?
My mom eventually told me like a few years later, do you remember when you had to write like that essay also? But for me, it was not just about one thing. It was like two or three questions, and one of the things was like, "Who's your biggest role model?" And I just wrote like a 500-word essay about why it's me. I'm the I'm the one I look up
Good, good. And you got in.
to, and I got in. Yeah,
Honestly, that's a great
only
mindset
child
to
right
be.
here. Like who would have guessed?
You are, right?
Yeah,
You're an
yeah,
only child.
yeah.
I'm the eldest sibling.
Well, you're a
So
great
yeah,
elder sibling. You already have the wisdom like inbuilt.
I had to carry everything on my back, take
Oh my
care
God.
of everyone's emotional needs.
Let's not get into
Yeah,
childhood trauma this early.
yeah. I'm telling you, I overshare a lot, so
Me too, girl. I'm
I'm ready to dive deep.
really, you would share everything.
Not everything, but selectively.
Mm.
Selectively vulnerable.
I feel like the thing we talk about most always is love, even though like love is, I mean, it's in a way like an intellectual priority, but like in terms of actually in real life, it's like neither
Yeah,
of our
exactly.
top
No, it's
three.
I feel like it's great in theory, but then like in practice, I think, oh my God, do I even need this in my life? Like, is it even worth it?
Yeah, I can't even imagine in Dubai. I mean, I can't imagine based on what you told me, but like I would be scared.
Well, yeah, actually, I met a lot of nice people here, which were not my type, so it didn't work out.
Nice guys.
And then
Ugh.
my type, yeah, they turned out to be horrible, not horrible people, but just unhealed, immature. They manipulate, and I just don't want to waste my time on that. But see, like, I can't just be with someone because they're a nice person, but I'm not physically attracted to them. Like, it's not gonna work out.
I feel like for
So,
both of us, attraction is like really the biggest slowing down factor. Like it's
yeah,
difficult to
yeah,
get
for an
attracted, to
ambitious
stay
person,
attracted. All of it is just
yeah,
like, oh, I don't have it most of the time. Like to these fictional characters where you can
yeah,
project onto whatever you want to. Easy.
exactly. But did you know this might be avoidant behavior? Maybe you're an avoidant
Yes,
person
I did.
emotionally.
I am avoided. I
So
do identify
yeah,
as
because
avoided. How did you know?
yeah, well, because if you only fantasize about these fictional characters, it's because you have full control over the situation when
Oh
it's
yeah,
in
I
your
love
head,
them
when it's
halfway across the
imaginary,
planet
right?
also,
And
you
in
know?
real, yes, yes, and it's safe. It's safe because in your mind you can think, oh, they love me, but in real life, you don't know, does this guy actually love me? Does he have other girls he's talking to? Like you have no control over the situation. You cannot be vulnerable, and yeah. So it's avoidant behavior.
How has your view of love like evolved over time, if at all? Like, did you were you like a little bit of a romantic when you were younger or very nihilistic?
No, I was very, very much a romantic, a hopeless
Really?
romantic, and I still am. But
Wow.
because I'm kind of upset, like and angry with the modern concept of love, I'm
Like a
acting
50-year-old woman that already
nonchalant.
got
Like
divorced
I
three
don't
times. That's you.
exactly. And like I don't have any experience with relationships. I've never been in one, but just from, observing everyone else and what they're up to, I'm so disappointed that I'm scared. I feel like the kind of love that I'm looking for doesn't exist. And maybe it's because I read too much books growing up, so I have unrealistic standards. But I think my standards are very, very realistic. Like it's just that the idea of love is screwed up nowadays. Like it's very transactional.
I mean, do you notice a difference? Is it way worse in Dubai where you're at now? And did you ever have like a period where you were like, oh, here I could see this actually working out the way I wanted to?
No, people keep telling me here, like, oh yeah, it's so hard dating in Dubai. It's hard dating everywhere because I feel like just no one really has any values anymore, and
Boundaries?
people forgot what no values.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like no self-respect, no respect for the other person, and like people can't commit, and I think
Mm.
that's very immature and very childish. Like, how can you not commit? And everybody wants instant gratification. They cannot build something long term.
I do
Yeah,
think it's
so
possible to.
you think there's still hope? I don't
I
believe in that.
I feel like we need to be delusional about this too, and it's really difficult
Yeah,
to, but I feel like we need to. Like, there's no.
yeah, yeah. You're right because there is a danger, and I'm scared that someday I will meet someone whose intentions are good and pure, and they actually like me, and they see the value in me, and I see the value in them, and then I push them away because of my fears, and because I'm like, no, this can't be real. Well, surely he's a man, he's gonna lie to
No, I want to be the one that got away. I don't want to have someone that got away. I feel like I'm not
me.
on my deathbed. I'm just gonna be like, can I text him now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, sometimes I see 30-year-olds because I mean, how old are you?
25.
Yeah, I'm almost 28 now, but sometimes when I start seeing 30-year-olds, I feels like there's this maybe switch in the brain, possibly that could go off
Yeah.
where I don't know, you hit 31, you start thinking about marriage, and all of a sudden it just all becomes a little bit easier and like things fall into
Mm,
place. And then boom, within 1 year, meet somebody and you get engaged and this and that. Like I've seen it. So I mean, you never know
mm.
if that's the kind of relationship that you want, obviously, but
Yeah, that's just rushed. I feel like, there is this taxi cab theory or something like this. Have you
I've
ever
heard of
heard
it.
about it?
I've heard of it,
Yeah,
but I don't
I saw
remember.
this on TikTok. I mean, I don't think it's a credible source, but whatever. So basically, men usually will just get married because one day they wake up,
Oh
they're
yeah.
like, oh, it's time. So
Yeah, yeah.
whoever is around, they're gonna go for this girl, even if they don't really love her. And then like they're gonna be both miserable for the rest of their lives because they don't like this is not built on an actual like connection and chemistry, but just because that now's the time, you know?
Yeah, that's the flip side of that. That's the flip side that I was not really talking about, but also
Yeah.
very aware of. I had my man hating era, and I heard a lot of people saying like, I was together with him for 10 years, and then he just thinks of himself like, oh, now I want to be in a relationship, and he just goes somewhere else to find
Yeah.
exactly that, like this. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
feel
it's
like
just
a
also complicated. Like sometimes I like most of my friends are guys. Like I want to see their perspective. I want to
yeah.
understand them because sometimes it feels like they're a different species. So they say all sorts of things. Like they often tell me, oh, sometimes there will be a girl that you want with like your soul. She's perfect, but you will fumble. Like you will reject her. I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Like if she's down for it, like
What
why
do
would
they
you reject
say?
her if you want her? It's like I cannot explain. Like it's some made up BS, but I've seen it happen and I've done it before. And I'm like, but why? And I think maybe they're scared of having what they want.
I was watching this Jordan Peterson one where he was talking about that men idealize women, right? Because
Yeah,
they are dependent on their mother for so long and they see that as
yeah,
the original feminine and they kind of want the perfect woman because that's and I think girls do that to a certain extent also, like this image of perfection. And then when they actually like go into dating, it's like they have to compromise all this perfect ideal that they will
mm,
never get
yeah,
for this actual human person with all their
yeah.
flaws and this and that. I feel like there's a lot of fear in that.
But then I think it's not actually love because love, like a big part of it is acceptance. Like you accept the other person with their flaws. And like for me, if I have a crush on a guy, I like a guy, and I see the little flaws, like normally
You're
I
like,
would
yeah,
be
love it.
irritated.
Show me more.
Yeah, but because I have feelings, I would be like, no, that's just him. And everyone is telling me he's weird. I'm like, no, do not disrespect my man like this. He doesn't know he's my man, but do not. So it's like if they have genuine feelings, I feel like this wouldn't be an issue. Like suddenly these flaws, they don't really irritate you or bother you.
I don't know. From experience of actually being in I'm no shade, okay? From actually being in a relationship, it's so easy to accept the flaws kind of mentally, but then when they start pissing you off, you know?
I think that's also avoidant, honestly speaking. Like, yeah, you're just picking on these things because you're like scared to get closer, and it helps you stay away from the person. Like, oh, because he has a weird, I don't know, smile or something. Now it's giving me the ick, so I cannot be with this person. But the truth is, it's like it was never about the smile. It's about your personal like fears.
Do you believe in unconditional love then, would you say?
I want to say yes, but maybe that's like too delusional. Like even I feel like even my parents' love was conditional. So I'm like, okay, like there's always conditions,
You mean how
Like,
your
oh,
parents loved you?
yeah, I like initially I used to think love has to always be unconditional. Like what's the purest form of love, which isn't with lust and all of the other things. Parental love, right?
Mm.
But when I look at my relationship with my parents, and like they didn't give me unconditional love. It was based on how good I perform in school and all of that. Like, can they show me off to other parents because I'm
Oh,
a better student or I'm prettier or whatever? So I'm like, okay, well, surely if even parents can't give you that, how can some like stranger, some man give it to you? You know? I don't think it exists. And I'm thinking about my love for other people, like the guys I liked, was it unconditional? Like I want to say yes, but then no, certainly like it was something about the way they made me feel. So I feel that's conditional, right? Because it's kind
Mm.
of about me, isn't it?
Yeah, if you stop making me feel like this, I don't know. I don't really believe in it.
Yeah,
I do think maybe you can have a certain attraction towards a person that you can call unconditional love that
yeah,
stays regardless of what the person does or whatever. At the same time, it's not really unconditional. It's not like, hey, if you cheated on me tomorrow, if you did something that really I couldn't
yeah,
forgive, then I'm still gonna
yeah,
unconditionally love you. Maybe I'm still gonna hold love for you, but I'm not gonna love you, you
yeah,
know? It's I
yeah.
would have to compartmentalize it from there into then I put it into a box and maybe, I appreciate the beauty in it, but I just put it
Hmm.
somewhere in my heart so it's not.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then, I believe in love that is selfless. I believe that true love has to be a little bit selfless, not
Mhm.
unconditional, but selfless,
More
where
giving
you
than
could you
receiving.
could sacrifice, yeah, something for the other person. Like I'm not talking like crazy sacrifices, like, oh, I will die for you, because that's also unhealthy. But like the little things, like, am I gonna sacrifice a little bit of my comfort for you,
Yeah.
to make space for you, to make time for you, or whatever? Like when you're sick, am I gonna come and take care of you, although I can get sick as well, or not?
Mm.
Because it has to be selfless, but not unconditional, because I feel every relationship is a little transactional. Like I hate that relationships are entirely transactional right now.
Hmm.
For the
Hmm.
most part, this is what I see. But in the end of the day, there is a transactional component to it. But it shouldn't be the whole base of the relationship. Like you bring the wallet and I bring the looks. No, because that's disgusting.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it in terms of like almost arranged marriage and stuff like that. Do you think the love just builds, or do you think it comes all from an acceptance then of the other person?
But you mean in the case of arranged marriage?
Yeah, like, do you think it's more? I think it's maybe a little bit easier to unconditionally love someone then because you're not with all this emotional storm charge that is kind of bringing you into that person. It's easier to learn to accept somebody because he becomes part of your life
But
implicitly,
are you actually accepting them, or you're just like forced into it because you have no other
Yeah.
choice?
Yeah,
Like
okay. Obviously
that's
there's
yeah, that's a
yeah.
bit different. And actually here I've met a lot of people where, like they're strong on their cultural and religious beliefs. And let's say like one is from Pakistan and the other one is from India, and they love each other and they're very like compatible, but they can't be together because of
Oh,
like their beliefs. And that's very, very hard. I'm like, oh, it's so rare to find someone who's like your soulmate.
Jesus,
And imagine,
imagine.
yeah, they cannot be together, and probably they will have to like get into some arranged marriage because the clock is ticking and they love each other, but they cannot be together because they're
Oh.
not allowed to. So, like, how can you live with a person knowing you love someone else, but like you're forced to marry them because of religious beliefs? Or
Yeah, it's
yeah.
so tricky. I recently talked to somebody and he told me that his first love offed herself. And
Oh my
I was
God.
like, damn, like I almost started crying just at the idea. I feel like I've had a little bit of that real love experience, at least to a glimpse of it. And I've been curious throughout the last years to kind of ask other people if they had it. And I feel like not many people have it. Like I watched something yesterday on limerence, like this obsession. 50% of people will
Yes.
experience it in their life,
Yes.
but
And that's not love. And I've
that's not even
experienced
love.
that. Yeah.
That's
But the thing with limerence is you don't even know the person, but you're obsessed with them because you project this image onto them. It's
yeah.
unhealthy, and yeah, it's
Or
it's
they fill up
ugly.
some
And
void that you
yeah,
have, like an addiction.
exactly. So limerence, it's not a nice thing. I've experienced that because I'm a dreamy girl. But I don't know. Have you had like your first love already? Have you experienced that? Like a
I
real
would
person?
I I would say yes. I think I didn't really notice it in the moment. I did recognize kind of the
Mm,
importance and the meaning of that person in my life. And I don't know, I've always been pretty nihilistic about love. Like I used to be very much of the
Mm.
mindset, like the kind of person that I would be interested in would not be interested in me for a long time because I was overweight and everything. So
Mm.
I was always like, I feel like in my mind, I kind of I exaggerated. I was like, oh, it's gonna be some fetish dude, that's into fat girls or whatever. Like that's the best I can do. Actually, interesting how that perspective kind of changed. I feel like now it's like, oh, there's also, if you're prettier, it's also harder to date in a certain sense sometimes because people don't like want to get to know you for your outer shell versus inner. But anyways, I feel like with that person, afterwards I realized more, I was like, afterwards I
Mhm.
was like, it's just sticking with me. Like I still have the sense that it could have been that person. But for me, it's
Mm.
much easier to love somebody, not necessarily only from a distance, but with a distance in mind, like
Yeah,
not physical distance, but to have that kind of perspective on it. Like, I don't know. I get annoyed super easily, and like for me, it's difficult to be unconditionally loving. Like,
there were terms and conditions to this love.
yeah, yeah. And also,
Yeah, but
when I'm thinking unconditional, does it bite immediately itself with having boundaries? Do you think you can still be unconditional and have boundaries?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, look, I think unconditional is just like expecting nothing in return.
To me, that's like the opposite of the definition of a relationship. Like you have expectations.
Yeah,
That's why you get into a relationship.
there is an exchange. It can't really be unconditional because like a relationship is an exchange. You bring something. Listen, even if he's giving you pain, maybe you're into that, but that's also like a condition in a way.
You're
Like
like, yeah,
I'm
you hurt
expecting
me,
you.
but
Exactly. Yeah, I like the drama, so this is what you give me.
yeah.
So it is conditional in a way, you know, isn't it?
To me, I feel like I've come to the conclusion that unconditional love is not healthy, for me
Yeah,
personally.
yeah.
Do you have any unconventional opinions when it comes to romantic relationships?
I think I have a lot. This is why I'm still single. No, but I don't know, like what's the conventional ideas? I think it's normal for people when they live together to have two separate rooms.
Oh, I
It
like
doesn't
that.
mean they
I
don't
love
love
that.
each other. Yeah. It just means like if I had a bad day and I want to like go home and cry in
I
my
don't have to be a bitch
bed,
and
I
put you
don't
on the
want some
couch.
man, yeah, to be there. Like it's awkward, I want to have alone time and I want to deal with my things. And then, when I'm all good, I come back to you and we have a sleepover. Like
Yeah.
I think it's a normal thing. But whenever I say that, people think I am crazy. They're like, Anna, that's not normal. Like you're supposed to be there for each other. Yes, but I deal with things differently and I prefer to do it on my own,
Mm.
like handle all the emotional baggage. And it's actually a form of self-care for, the other person. Like I'm
Like
showing
you're
my care for
caring
them.
for them, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like people get really uncomfortable when anybody says, even people that have been married for 20 years, oh, we sleep in separate rooms.
Yeah, like maybe he snores.
Exactly.
It's
Maybe
not
he
that
wants to
deep.
sleep at like Sahara levels, and I just want to, like, I don't know,
Yeah, like
be
we're
a chill girl.
perfectly compatible. Yeah, but he likes to sleep in plus 35 degrees. So what are we supposed to do? This is how you can save the marriage,
Or if he sleeps,
apparently.
like if he stays up until 3 a.m. every day, I would be like, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
I love you
yeah,
unconditionally, but not
exactly.
like this.
Exactly. So that's, I think, the first thing that came to mind. What about you?
I don't know if this is unconventional, but I feel like I need to know somebody on like a soulmate level before I even start considering you as a dating option. Like I really want to feel like
Yeah,
as
yes,
people, just as people that like each other, you need to know me enough that I
yes,
feel comfortable, starting the romantic path. Like I need to be massaged in like years, what
yeah.
feels like
It's
emotionally years.
slow burn. Yeah, I understand that and I can relate to that because I feel like my like order of things is mixed up. Like
Yeah.
the public opinion is you meet someone, I like you, you like me, and immediately we take it to the next level, and
Then
then
we
we
kiss
figure
and then we
each
have
other
sex
out.
and
Yeah, and then after that, after we already got into the relationship, we're figuring each other out. And I think it's supposed to be the other way around. Like first you figure each other out, and then if it works out and like you're compatible and everything, and you fall in love with each other's mental world and physical world, then
Mm,
you can start dating. Not
yeah.
the other way around. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I feel like guys that come off too strong, is such a turn off
Yeah.
for me. And even though I feel bad that they're like, I'm turned
Yes.
off by it, you know, like even when they want to meet,
Yes.
like straight away, I'm like, bro, I don't know you at all. For you, maybe
Okay.
that's
Yeah, here I'm a bit different. I will meet them because actually I can figure them out better if I see them in person and I talk to them. And then I can filter out like whether or not I even want to get to know them further. But the problem is, yeah, like them coming off too strong, but then it reveals their true intentions as well, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Like 99% of the guys, they will immediately comment on my body and like say, oh, you're sexy and everything is very physical. Like, come on,
That's
we
the
never
most
even
boring
got to know
compliment.
each
Thank you.
other.
Like Jesus.
And it's not even about boring, but like your mind is already there. Like, we just met, okay? Like, yes, we're all adults, but can we not be so, I don't know, savage? Can we have a little decorum here? Because
Yeah.
immediately they take it there and that's it. I'm turned off because I'm like, they see me as nothing else but a body, you know? And no matter what I
Mm.
tell them, they're just looking at my other eyes and that's it. Like I'm already feeling used, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a turn off and then usually I don't talk to these people. Yeah.
I agree. I feel like I get avoided like this quickly. Even though I gotta say, like the one relationship that really stuck, he was super direct. And
Mm.
sometimes I do need that a little bit, but it has to be the right moment. Like some guys just
Yeah.
can't read a room, they can't read the energy, you know?
Yes, exactly. Like be a gentleman. And
Yeah.
also, you know what? Patience is so attractive. Like when I know that a guy is being patient and he's trying to get to know me, like obviously the
If he's a
attraction is there.
slow
Otherwise, he
burn,
would not exactly like he would not be seeing you if he wasn't physically attracted to you, right?
yeah,
We both
yeah,
understand that. And you
yeah,
wouldn't be seeing him as well. So it's clear, but you don't have to like put your balls on the table from the first time that we meet. And if
yeah.
he doesn't do it, if he's being a gentleman, if he's being patient, that's so attractive and that builds more tension and more chemistry between the two of
And
you.
trust, like immediate trust. If you are like that with me versus somebody
Yes.
that comes off strong, hot and heavy, I'm in my mind, I'm already thinking, I know that's projecting and you never know. When we're
Yeah.
together and somebody comes up to him, he's still gonna be this communication style, you know, like going from 0 to
Yeah.
100. Versus is he just the kind of person that wants to get to know a person? Period.
Yeah. And that's also an unconventional idea because that's not the case for most people. Many ladies, they like it. Like if he starts showering her with compliments about her body on the first date, she's like, yes, like, he likes me, he wants me, I'm a princess. But for me, I actually feel like I get a bad taste from it, you know.
I never know how to react to it. Like the appearance comments are so irrelevant to me. You know, obviously it strokes your
Mm-hmm.
ego even in the moment, but it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like the most boring compliment that you can come up with, you know? Like
Yeah.
if somebody gives a
Yeah.
good compliment, if you actually compliment something that you just like about a person that's coming from a like thoughtful place, you're standing out from a crowd like immediately. I don't think guys
Yeah.
understand how easy it can be, you know? I think there's a lot
Don't
of
tell them though. Don't tell them because then they will know how to play us and how to pretend.
some
We
guys
need
do
to
know.
make
Some guys
sure
do know.
some, but very few. Okay, we have to stop telling them. And, you know, I hate this question when guys ask you on the first date. So, what's your type? What kind of guy are you looking for? I'm not
Mm,
gonna give you the instructions on how to win you over. I want
yeah.
you to be yourself. Because if I tell you right now, you're gonna try and like mimic this version of a perfect man that I told you about, and that's not fair, you know, because it's not the real you. I usually just say I like a man who knows how to be himself.
I don't even know what I would say, but I always hear about the, oh, what do you bring to the table, bro? I swear I would.
Oh
Oh,
no,
that's so annoying.
no, no. Okay, now
Are
this is
you
definitely
birthing
not going to
children?
be
Like Jesus.
unconditional. Yeah, no, you have to ask them why are you here. Like
Oh,
you're
that's a good
asking me
one.
what I bring to the table. Why are you here? You're here for my attention because you thought I was attractive. This is what I bring. You know, why are you seeing women? You already
Mm.
know what they bring to the table if you're trying to meet them and see them. Like for what? That's your answer.
What is the weirdest thing that you do in dating?
The weirdest, well, if someone is getting touchy around me, like I'm not a touchy person unless I trust you and I really like you. Then I am very much, touchy.
Mm.
So if I
I wish I
don't
could
like
experience.
someone, someday when I come to visit you, when I'm seeing someone for the first time and they're into me, okay, thank you, that's very flattering. But like they start
Obviously.
touching me and everything, I freeze. And usually I always have something to say, like some mean comeback. But in these moments, I'm just like, what should I do? You know, like this
A
is a
system
weird thing that I
error.
do. Yeah, but like they think I'm accepting it, right? It's a weird thing that I'm not communicating properly, and usually I'm all for communication.
For me, it's
And you?
well, I feel like dating apps, I literally honestly I feel bad for this. Like if I'm ever gonna get canceled, it's gonna be for my behavior on dating apps. Because the way I just take the piss out of every conversation, I'm literally just there for sarcastic jokes. And whoever sticks around long enough, like you might
Good,
have a
you're
chance
testing it.
to get to know me. I don't know. I think it's like a lot of awkwardness, especially around dating. Like what you said, like something that normally you would be able to just express. But in a dating
Yeah,
relationship, you're just like, fuck my
yeah,
life.
yeah. Like I'm just gonna stare out the window while he is demolishing this side of my face. This has happened to me before.
What do you mean
But I'm
demolishing? Like
like, you
he's
know,
sucking on your neck type shit?
like, yeah, I don't know, just doing whatever he's doing, and I'm traumatized. And like, clearly, I'm not into it because I am sat like this frozen. Like, do you not get the hint? And they never do, you
No, they
know?
like cold
It's so
women. That's
weird
the
to
thing.
me.
You should not be, you can't really fight against a man with coldness. And
I
love
was
bitches.
terrified. Everyone at the restaurant, I'm like, the weather is so nice today. And he's doing whatever. Like, he's in La La Land, you know?
Oh,
Yeah. And I showed no sign of like passion or attraction.
oh yeah. Get that spot.
Yeah, but what do you do in this situation? Like, you know, if you just push someone away, like they will be traumatized. But I don't even consider it like it was just one date. I just came to get to know this guy. So I
Yeah.
don't consider it like dating. When you see dating plural, it's like you're seeing the same person again and again. And this, I've only done this like 2 times because it's so hard for me to find someone decent.
Do you have any worst
Yeah.
dating experience? Or it doesn't even have to include only the guys that you would consider dating, but like getting to know also.
Yeah, like this was pretty bad. The guy who was,
Oh my
making out with
God.
my. Then there was another gentleman who was not such a gentleman. He took me for a drink. We were talking about life and everything. It was going well, and like, okay, great. And obviously, like we spoke about what we're looking for and things like that. And I said, listen, I'm only looking for a meaningful connection. I'm not gonna give the time of day to someone who just wants to find a girl to sleep with. I
Hmm.
deserve better than that. And yeah, that's just not my goal. I'm not interested in that. And he's like, yeah, I really respect that. Good, good. I'm like, yeah, okay. So then he's taking me home and like, it's like, I want to stop the car. I'm like, for what? I don't know. I just want to like stop it right here. I'm like, for what? I don't know. Well, okay, okay, I won't. But maybe we could go to mine. And it was already late, it was like midnight. I'm
You
like,
think you wanted to stop so
no,
you could,
I think so. That's what my
Jesus.
friends told me after, because I'm like, I can't really read social cues well. But this is after I told him I am very serious. I'm not looking for something easy. Nah, 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 nah. I want a serious relationship. I'm a slow burn. Yes, 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 yes. And then
Imagine
he
how they
still
come
proves
onto
this.
somebody that they would look at as, oh, she's fuckable, Like, Jesus.
Yeah, like I felt so disrespected. And the thing is, like, even the way I talk, I think it's pretty obvious I'm not that kind of girl, you
Mm.
know? Like, and he wasn't talking about any inappropriate subjects. Like, it was just life and work and past and what we're looking for. So I thought it was going well, but then I don't know what possessed him in the moment. Then he's like, I think you hesitated a little, so I'm gonna ask you again. Do you want to come back to mine? You want to come over? I'm like, did I not make myself clear?
Boom,
Drop me
boom, boom. Are you
once.
deaf, bitch?
Yeah,
Like,
honestly, like it's so bad because you wasted like 3 hours of my time. Your intentions were completely different to mine, and I told you in the beginning I'm not looking for something easy, but you disrespected that. You spent 3 hours of my time just to try and like get to your way. I thought this was really bad, and then he stopped at my house and he was like not letting me go and trying to kiss me and whatever. I was just like, going, but no.
ay, ay, ay.
And he was like, you need to open your heart. I'm like, cut the crap.
Oh my
You
God.
want me to open something else,
Right.
okay? Don't act all, yeah.
And
You
smile
think I'm
more.
stupid? Yeah, honestly, I write poetry. You cannot, lure me in with your words.
Bro, I
I'm
have
not
so many
buying this.
bad dating experiences. I don't even know how to pick one.
Yeah, me too. But this was like one of the more recent ones. So
Mm,
there's a lot.
I guess one that kind of stuck out at the time. This was like I lost 35 kilos in like 2 years, and then 2 years later after that, I'm still focused. I'm calorie counting. I'm still very much in my like thinking about food all the time kind of mindset. And I go out with this bodybuilder, and he was so hot. Also, like I said, I'm awkward, so I texted him. I was like, actually, I know you from the gym. He's like, oh really? Like
Hmm.
when? And I was like, oh yeah, you noticed me. But the weirdest thing was we spent like maybe 5 or 6 hours together in total. Two of those, he was just eating an all-you-can-eat buffet, and he kept on eating. I can eat a lot. He kept on eating for 2 hours straight.
Okay.
After 1 hour, he was taking my portions also of the all-you-can-eat buffet. We went to the supermarket. We went to his place. He ate two Ben and Jerry's ice cream with 2 bars of chocolate, full bars of chocolate as a spoon. So I'm sitting there
Oh
jealous,
my.
okay? I'm sitting there counting calories in my head, like, damn, to be reborn as a fucking bodybuilder where I could eat like 6,000 calories in one day, like that must be nice. Then he starts cooking steak. It's still within like an hour of getting home from the restaurant, and he starts cooking steak with vegetables. And I'm looking there, I'm like, I'm dying of jealousy at this point, right? But also kind of grossed out, but like mostly jealous.
Yeah.
And then he starts making like an oats bowl also.
No, I
And
would
he's
be tired
whipping
of
up the
chewing.
egg like this, just walking back and forth without his shirt on. I'm like, what kind of simulation?
Oh my God,
He ate
no,
so
that's
much. He probably ate
insane.
like
Maybe
5,000 calories.
maybe he had worms or something. That's not normal.
Actually, maybe, yeah, that would be, yeah. I've heard a lot
That's
about
not
bodybuilder
normal.
farts also. Like, I feel like their diet is not.
Oh God. No, imagine like if you were to date this guy, you would have to cook so much. You'd be in the kitchen 24/7. No, no, no.
I was literally sitting there. I was like, if I
No.
date him, like, I'm gonna be overweight again, like I'm so jealous already. Like, and I'm just like glimpsing into what he does on a daily basis. Like, I could not live like
No, that's
this.
insane.
Yeah, and that was not even the
Yeah,
worst part of that day, to be honest. The
what was the worst part?
after oh, bro, after that is so bad. I can't even talk about it on the internet. Like that should
He
be
ate too
Patreon
much.
exclusive. Oh my
Oh,
God, I need to actually send you
but
a
now
voice
I'm
message
curious.
after this. Yeah,
Yeah, you have to tell me after because I'm so
it
curious.
was so
Well,
bad.
surely nothing happened because he ate so much.
Oh no, stuff happened. Oh my God. Okay, I'm making a mental note. Straight after this, I'm sending
Okay.
you. I'm sending you the
Oh,
story time. It was a lot of
yeah,
fun.
yeah, it was for sure.
We have a lot more to talk about relationship.
Yeah, it's like an endless subject, and I feel like all the time, like we get
Trenches.
new stories, and yeah,
Trenches activities. Like I feel like just
literally.
for this podcast, I need to download like Tinder again, so I can actually show the screenshots of how I'm mocking men on a regular basis.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to learn from you. I think I'm being too nice.
I can't imagine you being too nice. At the same time, I can. I can't. I feel like you're cold, but very, very, very polite about it. So that I think probably to them is
I'm
so means that
demure.
too.
Yeah, unless you really piss me off, I'm demure.
Okay, next time we need to talk about what's our most toxic trait in
Oh,
dating,
yes.
because I already have one in my mind now that you said that.
So let's make a mental note
Yes, yes.
on this.
All right. Peace
Okay,
out.
okay.